Hello, and welcome back to the show where I tell you how to use stuff at Wacam. This is a tutorial on how to use the theater equipment, most importantly on how to record something in the theater, such as a play, a musical, a concert, etc., etc. If you've ever volunteered during one of the sports broadcasting events, then you already have some good experience under your belt to know how to use this stuff. It is a little different, and it's important to know how it all works, so come along and I'll show you. In this tutorial, I do happen to be wearing the same exact sweater as I was wearing in my previous tutorial. So you may be thinking, Amelia, do you own more than one sweater? And I do, and I'm wearing my second one right now. Let's head to the theater. Alright folks, so when you get to the theater, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be shut down. You're going to want to turn this stuff on. There's a black box at the bottom and it has a red button. You're going to want to switch that on. You'll know that it's on when it's all lighting up like this. Next up, you're going to want to turn on the TriCaster. It's pretty obvious that it's a TriCaster because it says TriCaster. So you're going to want to push that button on the bottom left. There I am, pushing it. And after a couple seconds, it turns on, it lights blue, and that's how you know. And here we have our camera controller. The button to turn it on is on the left right here, and it'll turn green. That's how you know it's on, and then it will start to light up yellow. To turn on the audio mixer, you're going to want to push the button behind it on the right if you're facing it. It's going to light up blue, and that's how you know. This can be a little bit trickier, but once you find it, it's all good. Next up, we're going to turn on our SDI switch. I won't get into super heavy detail about this today, but basically this allows us to change what goes into input 3 in the TriCaster. So we can put a projector into input 3 or a wired camera that connects on stage, but by default, it's camera 3. And to turn that on, just look for the switch on the right and switch it on until it's red. Next, we have the recorder. You're going to want to push the button on the right to turn that on. Just need to click it once and it will take a couple seconds and boom, now it's on. Oh look, there's me. Hello. Okay, yeah, now we're gonna go turn on the monitor with the remote that's there. So press power, the red button at the top, and now it's on. Yay. You'll know it's all said and done once you see the TriCaster logo pop up. There we go. Next up, we're going to click into the robot guy as your user. It's called XD300 user. Then you'll see your options. You're going to select theater and do start live production. And after 100 years, it will boot up into the theater session that you're going to do. There's me. Don't forget to plug in the headphones into the recorder. It usually will just be plugged in, but just important to note in case it's not. Okay, now we're looking in pretty good shape. This is what it should look like when things are up and running how they should be. Our monitor here is going to show us all 3 cameras that we have. So we got 1, 2, and 3. Cameras 1, 2, and 3 are located at the back of the theater. They kind of look like little R2-D2s, little Eves. Our preview camera is going to be in green and our program camera is going to be in red. And you can also see what is in preview on that panel on the left, and then what's in program is going to be in the big monitor on the right. There are 2 ways you can go about switching the cameras. You can just click directly onto the interface we have here onto the numbers. So to put 1 in program like it is here, you click on the 1. To put 2 in preview, you do that, and then in order to put what is in preview in program, just push take there and that will do it all. So if that's easiest and makes the most sense for you, be my guest and do that. You can also use the keyboard to change shots as well. So F1 through F3 are the program cameras, and 1 through 3 below that are the preview ones. Pressing the spacebar on the keyboard will use the selected transition. I believe I put 1 in preview and then 2 is in program. You can see that there, and then I clicked enter to have what is in preview to take to the program. Now we have our camera controller here, so as you can see, This selects the camera that you're using if you want to make any changes to that shot, like if you want to zoom in, if you want to go wider, if you want to pan, or you want to tilt. Those are the most common things you are going to be doing with that, so you need to make sure that you select that camera whenever you want to make changes to it. The camera controller works independently of the TriCaster, meaning selecting a camera on here is not going to change or make that camera be in program. It's only going to select that camera in order to change the shot. Here we have our audio mixer. As you can see, there's boom 1 and boom 2 and 3 and 4. So those are all the 4 mics that are in the theater. Boom 1 and 2 are audience microphones that are at the back of the theater. And 3 and 4 are stage microphones located above the doors on either side of the theater. All of the audio should be set already once you get there, but putting things at level is always a good safety measure. Here we can see the audio levels in the TriCaster, so they're basically both the master because those are all 4 of those mics mixed together. The most important thing to look out for with the audio mixer on the TriCaster is for peaking. So if the volume is going into the red, that's not good. You're going to want to turn down the slider a little bit if overall it's in the red. A concert's a good example of this. It's going to be pretty loud, especially if it's an orchestra or a band concert. There's lots of instruments and lots of noise. For a show like that, you might want to just turn down the slider on the TriCaster a little bit. The case you're filming a ceremony, for example, or even for a concert, since there's lots of clapping in a concert, what you can do is turn down the knobs on the audio mixer on 1 and 2, because those microphones are the audience microphones. That way, this helps prevent peaking with all the claps, because if there's clapping, there's going to be peaking, but you're still able to hear the speaker because mics 3 and 4 are still normal, they're still at level. A quick rundown of the recorder. On the left, we have our audio levels. Right here, we have the headset audio levels, and you can adjust them here by just sliding it up and down. And in order to record, you're going to want to press record. In order to stop recording, you're going to want to stop recording. So clicking that red button again. It's in your best interest to start recording as early as possible. So as soon as you have everything set up, just go ahead, press record. It's not going to hurt anybody. If you're worried about the amount of space that the recorder has, you can take a look at the header at the top towards the right. There's a number there, and as you can see, you have about 8 hours left of storage on this thing. So no need to worry about starting 15 minutes early even. Okay, the concert's over, and now you want to shut it all down. So you're going to click the X in the corner to exit. This arrow right there. Click shut down and shut down TriCaster. Then you're going to want to go ahead and turn off the monitor, turn off the recorder with that button on the right side, switch off the SCI1, switch off the camera controller, switch off the audio mixer. Last but certainly not least, go ahead and turn off the surge protector. There you have it. You should be all set at this point and ready to go home. Just be sure to submit your volunteer hours. Congratulations. Now you know how to film something in the theater, and that's something that you didn't know yesterday. And for that, I'm proud of you. Thank you all for joining me for another epic Wayland Studio tutorial. Have a lovely evening.